Welcome to the special guest feature on contemporary retirement. This segment focuses on various issues which are of importance to the retirement community. My guest today is Steve Gurney, publisher, Guide to Retirement Living. Welcome to the show, Steve.
Thank you.
Tell me a little bit about the Guide to Retirement Living.
Well, the Guide to Retirement Living is a publication that lists every single senior living option in the state of Maryland, how much it costs, what's included in the cost, and where they're located.
So obviously when a person has somebody that's confronted with a person who needs additional services, now I would assume that's whether they're at home or whether they're looking to assisted living or some other type of care facility, you're going to have listings for those people?
We address the full continuum of care, from options that can keep people in their own homes to around-the-clock skilled nursing in a nursing home setting. In addition, we have articles that help people make those decisions, and one of the things that our readers really enjoy is the fact that we do real-life stories on individuals who have made these difficult decisions, how they came up with solutions, and our readers tend to relate to a lot of these stories.
All right, well, I know one of the things that people are confronted with, oftentimes the challenge that they have is a health event occurs. All of a sudden, we have a situation where a loved one has got a catastrophic health event. There's going to be a change in their lives, and yet most of the time we've never given a lot of thought to it. So tell me how the guide might help that person deal with that issue.
Well, the first thing that we do is we spell out all the options for folks. A lot of times folks are just, talking to their friends and they hear about a place or solution down the street. We give you every single choice so that at the end you know that you've investigated every option. Our articles are probably the area where they dig into more of the dynamics in this decision making and enables you to sort of see that I don't have just the choice of going to a nursing home. I've got ways that I could modify my home, or perhaps mom could come live with me and help people with those choices.
Well, one of the problems that we also have is a serious misconception in the care spectrum right now. First of all, there's a perception that there's very limited professional in-home services available, when in fact that's simply not true.
Absolutely. There is, if anything, I would say it's the opposite way. There are so many companies that are coming in to provide different types of in-home care to individuals, and I think this competitive marketplace is actually good for the consumer. They're stepping it up and providing innovative services to the consumer.
Well, the next source of misconception that we have, and we really struggle with this in our practice every day, is the fact that assisted living facilities can provide dramatically higher levels of care than they could have provided even 10 years ago. Yet the public has this perception that they can only do very minimal services.
In fact, one of the things that we've seen is over the last 15 to 20 years, assisted living is really the long-term care. Assisted living is where folks go and receive care for a long period of time, whereas nursing homes are now more short-term rehab. So chances are a lot of our readers will go to a nursing home for a very short period of time and then move to the more home-like environment to maintain their care over a longer period of time in assisted living.
Now, as an elder law attorney, one of the things we have to deal with is all facilities are not the same. You can have two facilities that are very competent, but they have a different competencies, which means you need to know what your issue is before you can make a decision which of two perfectly competent institutions is better for you.
And what I tell people to do, and it may sound kind of funny, but I say think of it as you're choosing a college or a university. If you have two communities that you think are providing about the same level of care and services, your main thing is to look at the student body or the other residents. Do these residents look like me or mom, and do they share the same interests and passions that I do? That generally helps people make the decision with less emotion.
Well, going back to the two competent facilities, we have a facility that's very focused on people who do not have dementia. Then you have another facility that is focused on dementia, and they're both perfectly competent, but actually if you have a loved one who has behavioral issues as a result of dementia, you really need to be focused on that institution, that's how they make their living every day, is managing those issues as opposed to a sideline.
Absolutely. Specialty care is very important, and again, what I would say is look at the other residents is that if there are a dozen residents with similar situations to mom and dad, then chances are that's going to be a good choice for
All
you.
right, Guide Retirement Living. How long has it been around?
For 20 years.
Publish it how often?
We publish 3 times a year. We publish 3 regional editions in the Mid-Atlantic, the one for the state of Maryland, the DC metro market, and then the Philadelphia area. And it's free of charge.
And it's in our office and many other professionals as well.
Yeah, that's probably the best way to get it, is through professionals and organizations just like yours.
Steve, I want to thank you for taking time to appear on the program. Great topic.
Thank you.
More from Contemporary Retirement after these messages.